Good afternoon, everybody. I'm JT from Grilling at the Green, and welcome to day 3 at the Standard Portland Classic here at Columbia Edgewater Country Club in Portland, Oregon. Beautiful day, a little overcast, great day for golf. It's not going to get above like 81 or 82 today. It's marvelous. I want to tell you a little bit about the Standard before we start. They have a partnership between the Standard Insurance Company and the Portland Classic, and that underscores the Standard's dedication to supporting women's sports while elevating the tournament's impact on the local communities. They've also come up with something this year, the Play It Forward Birdie Challenge, out on hole number 8 for every birdie that's made on 8. This is in the tour, in the actual event. They're going to pay $500 to the first tee, and they're shooting for $40,000 this week. So we thank them for that. And we'd also like to thank our friends at Weston Kia who helped make this broadcast possible. If you're in the Portland area or anywhere in the Northwest, and if you need like a new Kia Sportage or Sorento Telluride, they have them all gas, electric, and hybrid. They are Oregon's all-time leader in Kia sales, and that ranges from 1994 to 2026, and that is reported by the Kia Corporation itself. Everybody wins at Weston, so go to buyweston.com. So our first guest today, if you've ever been to a pro tournament, chances are you might have seen him. You might not remember him, but you might have seen him. Jeff Reinhart. He has volunteered at over 4,000 tournaments. No, just kidding. 58 tournaments so far, and still going. Jeff, welcome.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Why do you raise your hand so much?
Mainly tell people to be quiet.
Like this?
Yeah, exactly. The Jets don't cooperate.
Yeah.
So.
No, but how did you get into volunteering and especially into golf? And you're a Southern California guy.
California guy for the last 38 years until I moved up here. My grandfather was a big volunteer when I was a kid, so I got involved helping him. And also just a customer of mine was saying he was going to volunteer at the Riviera Country Club. And I said, hey, that sounds like fun. He says, come on out. And that's how it started, just by a suggested invite and come out, and I have not turned back since then.
Where are the events?
At at Riviera.
Right, but how many have you done as far as up and down the coast, and which venues?
Riviera several times, LA Country Club for the Men's Open, Napa, I've done that. Newport down in Southern California, the senior tour. I've done a few events at the Barclays on the East Coast. I think that's about it for around there.
That's a pretty good stretch there. So what is your average day like? We're going to get to what you're doing right now in a minute, but what's your average day like as a volunteer?
I mean, I have a different heart for volunteering, so I put in extra time, but the average day starts about an hour before the golfers get here, and getting out on the course, if you're a marshal, which I was for several years, getting out, getting a position, know the golf course, know where all the sprinkler heads are at, all the hazards are for the golfers that come up that they may hit, that we have to be aware of as well, just to help them get to their ball. And you were doing crowd control and getting to watch a lot of golfers and just seeing some great shots, seeing lots, probably 5 or 6 hole-in-ones, watch those, and then just interacting with the fans. That's probably the most fun I have, is just you meet just amazing fans out here from all over the world at the U.S. Opens, and other Canada and a lot of places during the summer events.
Right. So what's 2 examples here, if you can give it to the listening audience? What was maybe a real highlight for you so far in your volunteer work, and what was a low point that maybe you didn't think turned out as well as it should have?
Low point. I mean, I'll start with the low point because that one's easy to remember. It happened many, many years ago. It was can't remember the golfer's name, but I was a marshal on 16 at Riviera, and it was windy. And I lined up. I was in his line of sight, and he backed away from his ball, and I moved to get out of his line of sight. And he came and shooted me out and said, "Hey, don't move. We're trying to make a living out here." Like, sorry, sir. I'll try to do it again. But highlight, it's just, I mean, every day. The highlight, I guess, is John Daly hit a shot at 16 again on Riviera. He had to go about 20 feet forward from the right side of the rough of the green, and he went about 60 feet up in the air and came down and almost holed it out. So that was just amazing shots to see
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
Are most of the time people, when I do the regular show, I ask people in the after hour segment, what is one thing, and these are people that are affiliated with tournaments and stuff or big in the
right.
industry. I asked them one thing that you wish that spectators would not do. And most of them will come out and say, like, yell mashed potatoes or get in the hole when they're still 400 yards away from the green, type thing.
Yeah. The worst that I've had is like they come and they talk when they're golfing. Before we had problems with cameras when they're going off the shutter clicks, but at the Ryder Cup this year, I had to get in a patron's face because he said something that I didn't like, and he was very receptive to. At least he was receptive to me, and we ended up high-fiving, having a grand old time. But it just had to reiterate that we're here to be supportive and not say things that are not really polite to be heard in public.
Tell us about the Ryder Cup experience. That's different than your average
tournament. It was amazing. The crowd of people, the noise. I was on number 1 tee for the first day, and I was on the 18th green for the last day. But the crowds, most of the crowds that I did interact with were really good. They were local people. A lot of the volunteers were just amazing people, and coming out, they want to just keep doing more and more. They want to work. They want to work. They want to do, and it's just. I got lucky by chance. A friend of mine was a captain out there, and I got in to help him, and it just was I think just a once in a lifetime event for me that I could get to do.
I bet you saw some great golf. They kind of push it to the Ryder Cup, President's Cup, Solheim Cup. They push it.
It is a lot of great golf. I mean, unfortunately, the groups over so fast. There's only 4 groups in the morning, 4 groups at night. So it's you'd see a lot of. Then you always hope for the team, the U.S. team, to win, and so yeah, you just see because it's a challenge to play under that much pressure. I walked one time with Freddie Couples at Newport as a standard bearer, and the energy is the first year he went out there. The energy that you get from the crowd is amazing. It's just there's so much you can feel the energy following that. So
yeah, absolutely. Now you are doing something a little different now, and you do this more often than not. You're working with the ShotLink folks,
right? I help run the ShotLink committee there at Riviera and most of the tournaments I go to, and it's evolved from charting things with paper tablets to everything's being done by cameras now. So I've seen it over the last 25 years, just amazing to go with TrackMan and the ShotLink cameras that they have on the course that they really you can spot the ball within a couple feet now with the cameras. It's just crazy.
I find that interesting, especially when you got that technology. But usually, every tournament, somebody loses a ball.
They do, yeah.
And they say, "Well, the rough is too deep," or this and that. It's still golf. It's still going to get you one of these days.
Yeah. There was my son they had a ball end up that by the tower where he was at, and he found a ball, but apparently it was the wrong ball. So it's just it's just because the grass is so thick. You just you say, well, there's a ball, because you can't tell them it's their ball. You say there's a ball because it's not your job to identify it's theirs. But you say there's a ball over here, and that's the best you can do. It's the wrong one. Well, then we can't find it. They got to go back and hit again.
Besides the obvious with ShotLink and that, what effect do you think it's had on the presentation, the media presentation, and for the golfers during the tournaments?
For the golfers, because there's so much data that they can get round and round, and each time the golf course where they've hit the ball and everything. In the media, it just brings more. They used to say it was 10 feet from the hole, but now they'll tell you it's 9 feet 7 inches,
right?
And it's exactly 9 feet 7 inches. And so for being a volunteer for that, as it made you feel more, you were more in the game, really helping the tour, and that's what's been fun, is just seeing that evolve and just helping make it more efficient.
Sure. After all the years that you've been doing this, Jeff, we've seen the technologies. We talk about that a lot. With the clubs, et cetera, TrackMans, this type of thing. But how do you think the tournament presentations, because you've been to a few of them now, and you've seen them, and you're right there at ground zero, so to speak. How do you think the presentations have come along? Have they kept up with that?
I think they've evolved because even out here they have the girls have the TrackMan they carry with them, and that's really helped because even being on the course, it's hard to spot the ball in this type of weather, overcast, no sun backing it. You can't. You're trying to see it, and sometimes you have to wait to where you hear it land, and then you can go help it. But as far as the presentation on TV, just the amount of information they're giving and the visual is really just what's really made it go leaps and bounds from what it's been.
The marshal positions on the holes, that are they kind of predetermined? I know the answer to this, okay, but are they predetermined to the average length of the drives?
Yes. Our placement is for the regular marshals and the Schottling, the mobile spotter marshals, that's where the data is coming in. They calculate where most of the shots will land at, and they'll place us in those positions. And every tournament they have a map of the hole, and they tell you where their cameras are at and where you need to stand, and then that way, and then certain signals you do to signal to the tower if the ball's in the rough or out of bounds or something. So it's that helps them know that where the ball went.
Once in a while, you get one of these guys that can just power it past the average landing zone, and sometimes they're looking for those.
Yeah, they are. Most of the time, we can find them. That they'll find the ball. We can find it. Yeah. But sometimes they just they're 30 yards, 40 yards past where we expect them to be. So sometimes you're hustling. And try not to distract them by moving on the fairway when somebody else is hitting.
How's your golf game?
It could be better if I played more, but since moving and coming up here, I've taken a little hiatus from it. But being out here is just meeting the people. I met you 2 days ago, and just I run into just amazing people.
Yeah,
amazing volunteers with just great hearts, and just and every 99% of the patrons I talk to are just fabulous.
But there's that 1%.
There's always going to be one, but you just don't let them ruffle your feathers too much. And
no, you can't.
Yeah, it's exactly.
You can't. If you were going to give advice to people who may be considering volunteering,
do it.
Is it
to do anything?
Yeah,
come out here. Don't even know golf. Do it, because you'll meet amazing people, and you can be over here right to our right. There's the hospitality, the Champions Club. You can be up there holding a quiet sign. You can see when somebody's hitting. That's a no-brainer. Hold a quiet sign up, and help people have a great time enjoying golf.
What's your favorite part of the job besides the people? We've talked about that a lot, but besides the people,
what I'm doing now with the driving the people, I love doing the managing the people on the golf course. That's a lot, but this is a lot of fun because I get them one-on-one in the car, and I get to talk about their home life, their family life, and how their game's going, and just have a chat, almost like chat, not with a true friend, but somebody that's is pleasant to talk to. And that's been the fun part of coming up here for doing this here.
I would imagine some of them, though, on late Friday afternoon are not too chatty.
Last night was a little sad. Taking the one girl, I picked her up all week long before from her place. She had double bogeyed one hole and was out. But then I had taken another lady home, and she was on the cusp at 3 under, and she was saying, "I'm playing tomorrow." And by the time I picked up the other lady, it went to 4, and she got home, thought she was playing. She's not here today.
Yeah,
because they changed after she left. So that's you hear the conversation, to try not to be, want to be supportive of them, and say, well, we're all learning. Every day's a learning lesson. You can't be perfect, but
right.
If you learn from your mistakes and learn from what you did, and and then just put the memory behind you. And next week's a new tournament.
It always is. Tomorrow's a new day.
Yep, she's off to Canada, I think, next week. So
yeah, they've got the Canadian Open next week up there. So that's why I think Brooke Henderson didn't come this week, because she needed her to rest. That's her own home turf deal.
Yeah.
So it's all good.
I've traveled when I worked. I traveled a lot, and it's hard traveling. You travel.
Yeah,
it's hard. It's hard traveling. So it's Just trying to keep.
It's all good. Jeff, it was a pleasure to
My
have you on
pleasure.
the show.
Glad to
Great
meet you.
see
Thank you very much.
If you see him out here, if you come out to the tournament, say hi to Jeff. He's where I find him every morning is at the players' entrance.
Players' entrance, yeah, that's where I'm out here. But yeah, so
he's got his
most other
tournaments.
I'm in a golf cart, like a bee chasing a flower. Or herding cats, one of the two.
Jeff Reinhart, thank you, buddy.
Thanks, buddy.
I appreciate it. We've got Brian Tunstall and Zach Berkman coming up here. Brian's the general manager here at Columbia Edgewater, and Zach is his first right-hand man there. So before they're getting settled, we'd like to thank the folks at Snell Golf. You can tour quality and consistency right to your doorstep. They've got the new PR3, PR4, and they just released another version of the MTB Black Limited. So all you got to do is go to snellgolf.com, and also Birdie Ball. They have got a lot of great stuff written about Birdie Ball mats and, of course, their practice equipment. But what I would tell you is this. I have one. I have a Birdie Ball putting green in my backyard, and it is amazing. So go to birdieball.com, say hi to John Breaker and his family, and get yourself set up there. All right. Brian, welcome.
Hey, thank you.
Nice to see you. Zach, excuse me.
Thank you so much for having us.
Big day, big week.
Fun week.
Yeah,
exciting. A lot of fun stuff going on this week.
But this just didn't start like 3 days ago.
No, a lot of members say, good luck this week. Last week is advanced week, so for 10 days now, we've been kind of gearing up for this tournament weekend, and things are going pretty well so far.
Yeah. Do you shut the course down for a couple of weeks during setup or anything?
No. Our superintendent, Jim Myers, and Adrian, our professional, and Zach, we kind of comment. We believe we're the only tour venue that's open the day before and the day after the tournament. So we basically close for 7 days, but our members are going to play Monday morning, and they're playing all the way through Sunday afternoon.
Well, there you go. Yeah. I've actually played here on Monday mornings after the tournament in a media thing or whatever we did, and it was pretty fun. What is your average day? And you get this too, Zach.
Yeah.
What is your average day during an event like, Brian?
Oh, that's a random is the adjective to describe it. Every day is a little different. Early in the week we have pro-ams, and there's a pairings party, and there's different activities. Zach has been kind of taking the mornings and being the early bird. I've been kind of the closer, and there's a lot of things we got to kind of make sure are set for the next day.
Sure.
Locking all the buildings. We got a bunch of different teams. There's so many volunteers and different vendors out here, just making sure that they kind of know how to lock down their stuff and make sure that everything's ready for the next day. That's kind of been my key focus. Zach, how about you?
Yeah, just kind of trying to stay one day ahead at the very least. And so looking at very, very early morning wake ups and making sure that the breakfast is set for the players. And we also have quite a few VIP tents throughout the course that all have food and beverage offerings, and just kind of buzzing around and floating, making sure that things are tidied up and making sure that things are out on time and set for the players. So
I know I get here early enough to see probably the last of the food delivery trucks leaving in the morning.
Right.
And they've been rolling in at 5 or 3 or whenever, like that.
Yep.
It's a vast amount of supplies that you have to do a tournament like this.
Yeah, so I'll let Zach speak a little bit to our kitchen. We're normally feeding, plus or minus 200 people a day. With hospitality and our member tent and player dining, we're 1,200 meals a day that we're serving just out of our clubhouse. So we kind of have to bolster it with a refrigerated truck in the driveway, and there's a lot of product flowing through the clubhouse right now.
Absolutely, yeah. Our chef Kelly Weiss has done a great job just preparing for the entire week and being very, very organized with our events coordinator Miranda, and they've just knocked it out of the park, getting ready for every little piece of food, every piece of beverage, and Desi, our dining room manager, has done a great job leading the team, making sure that everything's covered. So it's been a team effort and a very big production, but been a great week so far.
First day I wasn't the first day of the tournament. I was here a couple days before, but I walked through the tournament offices downstairs, and it looked like they bought out Costco. There was just stuff stacked everywhere.
I was actually commenting to Lynn and Monica about that this morning. They have pallets of donuts still left, but they'll go through them all. They have so many volunteers out here, and they're feeding them three meals a day and coffee, and we got volunteers on property from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days. There's a lot of
that's a lot.
They take good care of a lot of snacks, and we got to keep those people fed and keep them hydrated, and Yeah, they're working long weeks.
What's your garbage and recycle bill like after this
Well,
deal?
what's funny, they have a team called the Green Team. So there's a bunch of people late at night. They go around and empty every garbage can on property, and we have a huge recycling center down at the golf course turf compound, and we got extra deliveries coming from the garbage company and recycling everything. And there's a lot of cans and bottle product. Yeah, there's quite a team for that.
I'm not sure people watching or listening can really wrap their heads around all the moving parts and the volume. The volume is what I always, because I've been to here many, many times, and then other pro tournaments around. And if you just kind of step back and it's kind of in the vein of, if you walk into a grocery store and you say, yeah, the shelves are stocked, everything looks good. But then you say, there's 183 stores in this chain. So you multiply everything you see by at least 183, and then it kind of becomes overwhelming.
Yep.
That's kind of, in my mind, that's what it is when you do a golf tournament.
Absolutely. That's where having the VIP tents and the things that most of the public aren't even allowed to see.
Right.
That's where we're kind of manning each area and making sure everything's going according to plan. So,
yeah, luckily the staff developed banquet event orders for all the events, and there's about 80, 85 of them for the week.
at the very least.
I mean, so literally, if we're dropping coffee for the volunteers, it's got to be organized. You got to think ahead, and so luckily those are done weeks in advance, and the staff works with the TGI to make sure we got everything we need to take care of everybody. And so far, knock on wood, things are progressing the way we wanted to see them progress.
How long does it take to break down afterwards?
Like break down grandstands and such?
Yeah.
They'll be out of here by Friday next week. So they have 5 days to break down. They'll probably start Tuesday. Monday, they kind of take a little bit of a break, I think, but Tuesday they'll start deconstructing. Takes way less time to take down than it does to set up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about a 5-day process. And, then our team comes behind. We got some areas we got to work on, aerifying around the gallery marks and the driving range and such.
Sure.
But yeah, it takes about 5 days to kind of clear the property.
You ever find a missing caddy in the bushes or anything?
No, caddies, no. Other things, yes. Yeah. Yeah, it's there'll always be a couple of things that people can't find, and there's so many vendors that come on property, and they all don't leave the property the exact same way as well. So yeah, that's part of just a coordination. Luckily our director of agronomy, Jim, and his team, they take detailed notes of where everything goes, and so it's pretty easy to to set things up, but it's also easy to take things down too.
Right, getting better and better each year.
Oh yeah, it's always a work in progress. Zach, what's your favorite part of doing this tournament?
Oh man, just having the buzz around the club, being able to showcase our championship golf course, being able to showcase our beautiful facilities. It's just a top-notch place to work, and this is just the icing on the cake. Being able to host an LPGA tournament like this, it's not something that everybody gets to do.
No. Brian?
Just the relationships you build over years, and we get to see a lot of tour pros will come up and say hello. Nancy Lopez was in the member area this week, and just watching her intermingle with the members, and just her ambassadorship to golf is just awesome. But I mean, some of these volunteers have been volunteering for 20, 30 years, and just get to see them again every year. It's really fun just to see a lot of friendly faces.
Do you get any sleep?
We get some sleep. We kind of tag team sleep, but we'll sleep a little bit. Maybe next week, but we'll catch up. Pretty soon we'll be raining here pretty soon.
Right.
Yeah,
4 months from now, maybe.
I told when Jim was our first guest on the show this week, and he told me, we were texting. He goes, "I need a pillow," and so I almost brought him a pillow, but I was afraid if I gave it to him, he would fall asleep during the show.
Jim actually moves on property for 9 days, and he has he takes 2-hour naps a couple times a day. So he's got nap time. When the players tee off and he has to get all his staff off, he knows I got a nap during this 2 hours or I'm not going to sleep today. So yes, a lot of caffeine this week, a lot of coffee. That's the key. Yeah.
How do you get trained to be a general manager and to be the assistant GM? And how do you learn the trade? It's not something you can just walk in and do.
Yeah. I came into club management from the golf professional side. I was a head professional here for 17 years and watched 25, 30 LPGAs. And so a lot of this from a term administration standpoint is just from history and knowledge of the event. But the Club Managers Association of America is, where we're both working towards our accreditation, taking education. There's conferences, there's classes, there's a local chapter that we network with. Zach and I are both working towards our CMAA status, where we're going to be members of the CMAA. Yeah, Zach, what do you have to say about
Yeah,
that?
I mean, just learning from past experiences, definitely, but having a great team around you is the most important. And so walking into a club like this and having such a great team who's gone through this multiple times now, Miranda's knocked it out of the park in terms of the preparation and all that, because this is her second. And then Desi and Kelly have both been here a few times as well. And so having their experience to lean on definitely helps. But like I said, you just kind of learn as you go at times, but working through beautiful events like this really adds to the resume.
Well, golf in a way is still kind of, if you will, an apprentice program. The whole industry is, you kind of work your way up, and that's true in most everything. But I my experience being around golf and golf tournaments and stuff is that you don't just walk in the front door and say, "Hey, world, here I am, and I'm going to light you on fire." You might say that, you might even think it, but it's probably not going to happen.
Right. You definitely can learn from past experiences, and luckily we've had this event so many years that things get handed down. So
yeah,
right. Our Jim Myers is training Nate Ulrich, our superintendent, to hey Nate, if I'm not here, Nate could run this event for us in the future. So just kind of sharing that knowledge, and that's why I want to invite Zach to sit in, just experience kind of a little bit of a press conference, and but Zach's kind of learning all different parts of the operation, and he's just going to get more experience as we do more of these LPGAs.
So once the tournament starts, what's your favorite thing that goes on? I mean, golf aside, but what's the favorite thing that you get to do or see or witness during the 4 days of the actual tournament?
Yeah, I mean, tough to pick. That's where obviously there's some fantastic golf going on. Being a private country club, our membership is a focal point for us.
Sure.
So being able to experience this with all of our members, we have a beautiful turnout today and really all week of members joining us, and we're all here for one reason, and that's to watch some fantastic golf being played.
Yeah,
I'd say that's the same for me. Like the members' pride of their golf course and watching the world's best female players come and get to play the club they play the other 51 weeks a year is pretty neat. And just the ambiance of having the gallery this year is up. It's just fantastic. And Senator Wyden was here today. We're just seeing more attention get drawn to the event, which I think is fabulous for the city and for the game of golf. So yeah, just the enthusiasm around this place right now is really, really risen. It's been great.
So a really important question. Have you ever dumped the ball right there on the water at 18?
I plead the fifth.
Yes is the answer. Of course I have.
Yeah.
You hope not to, but it's staring right at you, and every now and then it just gets tugged a little bit left, but it can happen.
Yeah.
For the best of us.
Like I said, I've played here a few times after the tournaments and played in a couple amateur tournaments here, fun charities. And I would say, let's say there was 5 times I played, I would say even 50-50.
So we got about a sleeve of balls in there.
Yeah, we got about a sleeve of balls in there with my name on them somewhere, a red stripe at least, and that's pretty good. Do you actually get to take some time and play during your work?
I'd love to say I do a lot, but no is the answer. I try to play when I can, but it's a busy summer out here at the club, so I usually play when it's kind of quieter, or maybe when I'm away from the club on break or a holiday or whatnot. But it's important for me to also get out and take a look at the club too, and see how the golf courses are doing, and make sure they're in the shape that the members expect them to be. So yeah, balls just went in there on 18. Holy cow. Zach's been out a few times. He just started a few months ago, but we have to know the course. We have to know the property. We have a lot of member events where we need to know, hey, we got to put a food station out on this hole. So we need to kind of know the property too.
Well, and you change the routing of the holes for the tournament.
Yes.
You've got, that's what, normally number 10 over there.
Yeah.
And number 1 is over there, and that's been reversed. And do you make any big changes?
Not substantially. The biggest reason we do that, our membership, when they play daily, the drive range is really close to our first tee. So it's just really easy for people to warm up, hit a few putts, and just head right to the first tee, which is right there. Coming around to number 10, it just takes a couple extra minutes, and we tend to run behind. We do like to finish, like a lot of our major tournaments, our club championships and member guests, we do the same routing. This is our tournament routing, because the interior finishing hole, it's just a little more exciting hole. There's more room around it, the gallery, and then we have this championship patio where we can do scoring underneath where we are, and the members can be up on the deck, and it just creates more of a fun atmosphere to finish on the inside 9.
Yeah, no, and it's because you've got the Champions Club right there. It looks very nice. It's great to overlook it, and
Yeah,
like I said, when I played here, I played here when it's this setup,
Oh,
and
good, yeah.
and so I kind of understand it. But most people, if they haven't been here, they don't see it, or they see it on TV, which a lot of people do. They don't.
Yeah.
They don't get the
and
the layout.
coming down the finish and stretch here, tournament 16, 17, 18, they're pretty challenging holes. You're not going to see a lot of players going birdie, birdie, birdie coming down the
No.
stretch. They're usually trying to hold on to their lead and, par out and you hold your position. The last couple of holes, especially 17's got a 3-tiered green that has there's a lot of excitement or disappointment that it could happen out there really easily. So yeah, these last 3 holes are pretty fun to watch.
Do you hand out Maylocks out there after that?
We haven't done that. That's a good idea though.
Well, gosh, it's been great to talk to you, Brian.
Hey, you
Zach,
too.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Yeah, it's my pleasure to have you guys on the show. And as usual, the course looks phenomenal. I don't want to give Jim too many accolades because I've known him for a long time, but you guys are doing a great job here, and thank you.
Yeah,
thank you for having this tournament.
Hey,
here.
thanks for having us on, and appreciate you letting us talk about it. You can tell how excited we are, and encourage anybody listening to come on out and watch Portland Classic.
Yeah, we're here. I'll be here. I'll be here till they tell me I can't move anymore. So how's that?
Perfect.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. A couple other people I want to mention while we're swapping out guests here. I want to talk to you about the OGA golf course. It's the home of the Oregon Golf Association, and it's a Bill Robinson designed course down in Woodburn. I live there, actually. It stretches through Tukwila, one of the community, and weaves through some natural marshlands, rolling hills, sleek valleys, hazelnut orchards, and all that. And it encompasses all these environments in one golf outing. That's the OGA golf course, home of Oregon amateur golf. All you got to do is go to OGA.com like that. And also my friends over at Painted Hills Natural Beef. 1997, a group of Oregon ranchers gathered with a way to envision to sell their beef, and while assuring consistent and high quality products. And even after 25 years, Painted Hills Natural Beef continues to raise their cattle and steward the land in the shadows of the state's famed Painted Hills. I can tell you this, if you didn't know this, I cook also. All right. And I've been working with Painted Hills for about almost 25 years. Best beef on the planet. And I've eaten a lot of beef, if you can't tell, but it's best beef on the planet, and works out really well. And so just go to paintedhillsnaturalbeef.com. They'll tell you where you can find it. They'll give you all the information. You can order some of it online. Just do that. So anyway, Fawn Donaldson, LAB Golf. Nice to meet you.
So nice to meet you.
How are you?
I am great. What a wonderful day for golf.
Oh, it's fantastic. It is just fantastic. This is a beautiful course. We were just talking to Brian and Zach about the course, and we've had Jim Myers on the very first show here, but this is a wonderful venue.
It is.
So how did LAB get involved?
LabGolf. We came in last year as one of the heavier sponsors, and have just been working with the LPGA and their coordinators, and they are all just amazing people. We love to come out and support all of the tours, of course, especially in our backyard here in Oregon. We don't get that opportunity in the big tours very often, so this has been incredible.
Well, you guys are kind of newbies to Oregon.
We are. We've been in Oregon about 4 years now, and we're down in Cresswell, just about 10 minutes south of Eugene. So it was a little bit of a trek up, but so worth it. And we got some players still out there with the putter and doing really well, and really happy to see them out there having a good time.
What possessed LAB to come up?
Oh man, just supporting women's golf.
Yeah, and let me ask you something. I don't mean to be, I'm not getting friendly either. Over friendly. Do you prefer, is it LAB or LabGolf?
It's LabGolf.
LabGolf. Okay.
Yes. And it stands for lie angle balance. It's the premise behind our technology.
Okay, so we've settled that right now. It's LabGolf, folks. Okay, what possessed LabGolf or encouraged LabGolf to move to Oregon?
Our founder was actually from Eugene here, and he was down in Reno, and came, got a hold of the technology, and it just hit the ground running, and came back up to Oregon to really, hone it in and get it where it needed to be. And ever since then, we moved into our facility down in Cresswell. It's an incredible facility. We've done amazing things. We have a new state-of-the-art fitting facility down there, where we're just getting in as many people, get them fit, get the labs in their hands, and let them roll. And I say that's all it takes is just getting these putters in your hands and giving them a try, and there's no going back. I mean, it really, the technology speaks for itself.
I don't live that far away.
You, my friend, should come visit us.
I will. So, Fawn, what do you do there?
I actually work in our marketing department, and I do all of our philanthropy. So yesterday we were actually out here with the gold medal winning
Felicity.
Women's golf team. Yeah, Felicity and Claire and all the girls. Such an incredible thing that they're doing. So happy to see them. We actually made them some custom putters and their favorite colors, and got their names on them with the Special Olympics. It was just so great to see their faces and to know that they're going to be out there with the technology and have that behind them, and have that confidence in their game on the green.
How do you select companies like Lab, like all companies?
Mm-hmm.
They get hit on a ton. Yeah. Want donations, want sponsorships. How do you determine who's worthy and who's not of your marketing dollars? Not saying that they're not all worthy causes.
Yes, of course.
But you have to make decisions.
Yep.
How do you do that?
Well, we look at what's in line with what we do personally, and then what they do in their organizations. And we've worked with everybody from PGA Hope to the Special Olympics to First Tee, who's out here doing great things today.
Sure.
And it's really just about having a common goal to bringing women and children and some of the people that are new to golf and get them out there, started on the right foot with some good technology, and build that confidence on the greens. It's really important. It's the most important part of golf as far as I'm concerned.
Oh yeah. What you said though really struck me is that matching you can call it your philosophy, what you do, your mission.
Yep.
There's lots of nice big terms for you kind of fall in line with what we're doing and what our goals are as a company. Can they match or work with the goals of your event, your organization, et cetera?
Of course. Yeah. We like to work with everybody as much as possible. As I like to say it, we love to spread the love, as much as we possibly can. We want to use our means and what we have to give back to the communities all over the country, and especially locally here in Oregon. We work with quite a few of the just amazing local foundations and organizations that are doing great things for golf here, and in other ways. We love to support our veterans. That's a very big one. We just love being able to see these guys get out there that have had some rough times and PTSD things. Nothing is better than golf, to get out there and just be able to just take some deep breaths and relax and enjoy the outdoors and get some exercise and build confidence in their game. And it's amazing what it does.
Yeah, that's true. I work with some veterans groups and stuff like that, and help them out. And it's pretty near and dear to me.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
My dad was a D-Day guy, et cetera, et cetera. Long stories, and no time for it here. But anything like that, anytime we can get people that are having a rough go out on a golf course in a friendly, fun manner.
Exactly.
I mean, you can take it to higher levels and then you give yourself mental problems, but that has to do with your golf game, not what,
exactly.
It's just,
exactly. And it's golf. I mean, when it comes down to it, it is golf.
Like they say, golf's a 4-letter word.
It sure is.
So like that. So what's the most, and this is kind of a standard question, Fawn, that I ask most people, what's your favorite part, one, of your job, and two, like coming to this tournament?
Oh boy, my job, just moments like yesterday, getting to see the faces of those women who have worked so hard to get to that point, to get to the Olympics, to get through those rounds and to win gold, and then to see their faces light up when we hand them a putter as a congratulations, which is just, that's all you can ask for is helping to make people more confident in themselves, and it really does translate. I like to say, we sell putter, we make and sell putters, but ultimately that's a domino effect into life every day. Having those positive influences, it really does pay it forward. It makes a big impact on people's lives when they play golf well. It translates into life, and then coming here, it's my favorite part here is just getting to get out here and watch these ladies. They are just phenomenal.
Our lab forged or milled or whatever the process is for that, is that in Cresswell too?
Yeah, we do. We outsource our anodizing of our heads, but then we bring everything, all the parts are assembled. We do all of our custom work right there in Cresswell. We can fit you for a club there and build it and get it in your hands, and you can go out and play at Emerald all in the same day if you choose.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we've got some VIP fitting options and a few other options for fittings, and just give us a shout at labgolf.com and we'll get you in and take care of you. We really do. We have a different philosophy when it comes to that. When you come to our home, you're in our home, and we like to treat you with respect and make you feel like family.
Okay,
it's really important.
Here's a really unfair question.
Oh boy.
Because I haven't looked at any of the leaderboard today. I can't really see it from here, and that's okay. But you got a winner, a favorite you're going to pick?
Man, I really like Yulemi. That might be a little biased because she's rolling our
that's okay.
Our putter, but she's doing phenomenal. There's another young girl named Natalia out there who is really hitting the game hard. I'm really excited to see what she does. And then of course the ladies at the top of the board, they're doing a great job as well. I'm just happy to be here and to watch everybody having fun.
It's kind of like rock, paper, scissors golf when you get in those top 4 spots.
Those chats, man.
Yeah. We'd like to thank the Blue Angels for this temporary pause in programming here on Grilling at the Green. It's a lot of fun. The story I was saying was, it's kind of rock, paper, scissors when you get into the top 3 or 4 spots on the leaderboard when they're only a stroke or two in difference. Yeah. But that's what makes it fun and interesting.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the best part of golf is it can go any way at any time.
Yeah.
And you never know.
How's your golf game?
I'd like to say it's okay, but again, it's golf. It can change it from one day to the next. There are so many factors. So but it's my biggest passion in life besides my family and LabGolf.
Yeah, well, that's I hate to break it to you, Fawn, but that's kind of a standard answer on this show.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Even Nancy Lopez yesterday was like, yeah, okay.
Yep, yeah. It's important to be humble too, because then you get out there and if you don't play well.
Yeah. Oh, golf is a very humbling game, my dear.
Sure
very,
is.
very, very
sure
humbling
is.
like that. Okay, well, we are so glad that you are part of this event. We are so glad that LabGolf is supporting women in sports, women in golf, all of that. And I will come down and see you guys.
Please do. Yeah.
I'm about 45 minutes, maybe an hour away from you there.
Oh, man. Yeah, please. Here's my card.
Oh, okay.
Give me a shout and we'll get you set up.
We'll
anytime.
We'll do that. Stick around. We're going to wrap up the show. We're going to end it a little early today because we've got some other stuff we're going to record this afternoon. So for Fawn and myself, we would like to thank you for listening. And I'm going to rip through these real fast. I'm not going to read all the copy. I'm just going to tell you we really appreciate the Standard Insurance for helping us, and also Weston Kia, the OGA Golf Course, Painted Hills Natural Beef, Snell Golf, and Birdie Ball. And we're going to be back tomorrow, and you can see this live streaming now, and there will be more shows, and there will be different placements. It's going everywhere. Trust me. If you don't find us, it's your problem. But we'll be back. So go out, have some fun, play some golf, but most of all, be kind. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow.